Hey out there, this is Buzz with the Survival Buzz. So I hope everybody's taking heed to everything going on in the world right now. I mean, honestly, guys, I don't know anymore. It seems like there's so many people still asleep, and the world is just falling into chaos slowly. Well, faster at this point, but I mean, mass shootings, food shortages, crop failures, war, everybody turning against everybody. You got people on the left and the right just begging at this point to have their rights taken away from them. People seem to think anymore that guns just run around killing people. I'm pretty sure that's not how that works, and I'm sure anybody with half a brain realizes that. So yeah, I hope you're all taking heed and preparing in every way you can possibly think, because you're going to need it. You're definitely going to need it. This country is falling apart. I mean, hell, the world is falling apart at this point. And honestly, a few days ago, I came across a new channel I'd never seen, and I'm not even gonna start to call the channel's name out. That's just not how I am. But I will say this: it made me sick watching the first video I'd watched from this person. They were, apparently like-minded individuals as far as prepping and stuff, but they were on there basically calling patriots a bunch of morons and saying they're stupid for thinking that they're somehow going to take this country back with their guns, and that it was idiotic, and he was sick of hearing it and this and that. And like I said, I'm not going to call out this channel. I'm not going to call out their name anyways. If you know who they are, great. But the point is this, the mere fact that there's like-minded people to me out there that are into prepping and preparedness and supposedly love their freedom in this country, and then can turn around and call somebody who's patriotic a moron for wanting to defend themselves with arms. Well, isn't that what all of this is about? Isn't that what all of this Constitution talk and Second Amendment talk is about? I mean, too many people, even in the preparedness community, are under the impression that this is about the ability to own a gun, to go hunting and things, or just for the mere fact to have a gun because they like them. Let me tell you, people, having guns in this country is the only thing that is keeping the world from completely falling apart. So many parts of this world are ran by the United States, and so many things are dictated merely on the fact of how the American people are and how they're treated here in the United States on what freedom is. If you take away that ability for us to protect ourselves from tyrannical governments, we're no better than anybody else. Recently I did a poll on the mass shootings to see how many of you that were actually going to, answer on the poll thought that, these mass shootings were rigged or staged or whatever. An overwhelming majority of the people, at least the ones that actually commented and voted, think it's rigged, and I have to agree. I did some my own research, a few hours on end really, to see if I could dig into this Michael Lewis guy, this whole Tulsa shooting, thing here in Oklahoma where I'm at, and there is not a lot of information to be had, and some of the things just don't line up on this. The timeline, for one, is just insane. We're talking about a matter of this man supposedly went in and killed 4 people and himself in a matter of less than 10 minutes. Not to mention made a phone call to his ex-wife saying he killed people. And then on top of that, she waited for whatever reason after he said he killed multiple people. She waited, reports are a half an hour from my timeline. I kind of figured out it's more like 15-20 minutes. She waited to call anybody when he supposedly killed all these people. And I'm sure you guys have seen his photos on the news and things, if you're paying attention at all. And the guy looks insane in his mugshot. Apparently he had been arrested before in Muskogee, where he was from. But I mean, just from his mere picture alone, the guy looks insane. But then there's, parts of his family and people that are saying that, that wasn't his personality, and he wasn't that type of person and stuff. So I don't know, just a lot of things don't add up. but they sure are pushing this no gun initiative because they just run around murdering mass amounts of people, right? And you're gonna sit there and tell me that, what was it, 11 mass shootings happened over the weekend? This just doesn't make sense to me, people. Now, I'm not saying people aren't dying in the process, but, you know, the conspiracy side of me wants to start thinking of, you know, mind control and different things like that. But regardless of how it's happening, and they're using this to disarm us. I don't know how many of you are familiar with William Cooper, but if you're not, I suggest you look the guy up. He's no longer living, but he had a radio show, I believe it was in Arizona, and a lot of the things he talked about, you know, way back in the 90s and stuff are coming to fruition. Even in his book that I think was wrote in 91, I've read, it's Behold the Pale Horse. He actually talks about, you know, and he was former military, he talks about how the military and the government and everybody are going to use, you know, mass shooting events in schools and stuff to disarm the American people, which is exactly what's happening right now, right? So there's just a lot of weird things going on, and regardless how deep down the rabbit hole you want to go, or if you want to just believe that it's all coincidence or whatever it may be, it's happening. And so many people are asleep, and so many people are willing to sign up and say, here's my gun, here's my rights, here's my freedom of speech. Censor every bit of my being is becoming more and more real every day. There's just a vast majority of people that are like that. And you know, for the channel that's sitting there screaming out, calling patriots morons for thinking that they are going to be able to defend themselves against the tyranny that be, whether it be the police or the government or whoever, I got news for you. There's more people out there like me, and hopefully there will be more people like me if channels like mine can stick around and kind of awaken the masses to this crap. There will come a time in the near future, people, that if you believe in all of this that I'm talking about, and you believe in your ability to own a weapon and defend yourself and your family, you're going to have to exercise that right. God knows I don't want that to happen. God knows I pray every day that it doesn't come to that. I know deep down in the pit of my heart that it is. The best thing you can do is pray every day. Pray for the salvation of this world. But we are headed down a path that doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon, people. So the best thing you can do, in my opinion, is to just keep getting prepared in every way possible. Food, extra lumber, water, filtration systems, fuel, just anything and everything that you use. I would suggest that you get it, or get as much of it as you can. And I realize this is a challenge for even me, with so much going on and so many things to prepare for and buy, that I know you're not capable as well as me to run out and just buy everything you need. I get that. So you need to put your focus in certain areas. I would say top priority beyond praying for this world is just prepping food, man, putting it back, food and water. And at this point, with the speed at which it is moving for us to be disarmed by this tyranny, weapons is pretty high on that list as well, and as well as freedom seeds to put in those weapons. Just keep prepping, and you know, take it day by day. Don't be overwhelmed. Put your focus in one individual area, and do nothing but prep in that area, and then move on. You know, I have some small goals of myself of certain things that I want to have prepped, and what amount I want prepped. And then once I reach that goal, I'll move on to the next thing. So that's what I would suggest, people. So anyways, I appreciate all you guys out there, and keep prepping and stacking it away. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. Later.